Astaghfirullahaladzim, astaghfirullahaladzim, astaghfirullahaladzim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alam nashrah laka sadrah wa wada'na anka wisrah allazi anqadha zahrah wa rafa'na laka zikrah. Fa inna ma'al usri yusra. Inna ma'al usri yusra. Wa iza fara'ta fansab wa ila rabbika farghab. Sadaqallahul azim. Okay, so 71 students. The things that we're going to do today is called CAA, or Continuous Assignment Assessment. So what CAA is, it's actually utilizing Microsoft OneNote. So the very first thing you need to do, all of you can do this now, Joa, go to office.com. So what you can do, you can drag this one, put it by the side, and then you can put the video call next to your side like that. So while listening. Okay. After that, once you go to office.com, you have logged in, you should be able to see all of this. And what you need to click is OneNote here. And all of you, I have a lot here, but you should have something called CAA 2022 and your class. I have a lot because I'm a teacher, but you should only have one, which is your class. If you're from other class, but joining the OTL at the moment, use the one that is for your class. For example, if you're from 7 Gamma, but joining 7 OTL at the moment, open CA 7 Gamma. Okay, so once you click that one, once you open that one, you will have your name. Not like this, you will have your name, macam di bawah ni. Different from me. And once you click your name, for example, let me click Ashraf. You will have the list of subject. So you will have CAA for each of the subject: Arabic, PAT, Bahasa Melayu, Drama, English, RK, MIB, Mathematics, Science, and Social Study. So the objective of this CAA is to make sure that you can do authentic assignment throughout the year. Authentic continuous assessment maknanya you are doing this project continuously, which means that you don't only do it once and you're done. No, you're going to do it in February, March, April, May, June, until November. Okay, this is to see. Apa?
Chigo, how do I open that?
How do you open that?
Yeah.
You have to go to office.
It's from class notebook.
Yes.
Oh.
So if you're late, don't worry. Later on, you can check it out. Okay, the beginning part. So after that, you just have to click your subject. The rest of the subject will have nothing yet. If you click Arabic, there is nothing. BAT, there is nothing, because I am the starting point. So the starting point is science. And if you click science, you will have few things inside it already. So it might be lagging. It depends on your connection at home. So mine also a bit lagging, but once you click it, there should appear list of things like this. Okay, at the very top, it will be untitled page. So that one, you can right click and delete the page. It does not matter because it's blank. And if you look there, introduction is blank. The reason why introduction is blank is because introduction are made up of this part. If you look here, once you click page, it will move slightly a bit because that one belongs to the introduction. And if you click everything, so you have to click everything first, at least once, and it will shift to the proper arrangement. The reason why we do like this is so that you know that everything here, pledge, curriculum alignment, CAA calendar, assessment flow, assessment verification, belongs to introduction. So if you go to the second one here, CAA1 belongs to term 1. So this one you have to shift. So the kacau tadi. So it should be under term 1. Because if you click term 1, and then you click term 2, car 2, and you click car 3, everything will shift below that one. So it should be like that. Term 1, we have car 1, car 2, and car 3. So every subject will be slightly different. So today I'm going to focus on science only. Okay. Once you have opened this one, the very first thing you need to do is go to introduction, which is blank. And if you look here, arah car 1, introduction, it says introduction, which will go to here. Cepat dong. Mute yourself, please. Thank you. If you have any question, raise your hand first. Alhamdulillah, 84 students. I guess about 20% are away or are not well or still sleeping. Yes, Yura?
When I went to OneNote,
Mm-hmm.
when I went to science, I can only see untitled page and not the other.
Same,
It
I
will,
can only see untitled page.
what
Yeah,
class?
same.
7 gamma.
Okay,
Gamma.
you guys give it
Seventh
time.
delta.
look.
You guys give it time. Later it will load.
Okay,
So
thank you.
it's because I distribute this page just 1 hour ago, so it can be quite lagging. So that's the issue about using online lah. So sometimes the stuff that was delivered is a bit slow. So later on, you can play back this video, or you can just take note of the instruction first. Okay, so the very first thing you need to do today is do the pledge. Once you click pledge, you will have this page. Okay, Anissa, I will do arah mainah because if I do here, I will disturb Ashraf punya buku. I will go to the teacher's book, which is actually the same. So we go to pledge. And if you look there, academic year 2022, science department, science continuous assessment assignment, integrated skill task. The topic for this assessment is matter, because matter is one of the topic that students find difficult. So I like to do this project so that you can learn it throughout the year. Another thing important about this one is that you get to do a lot of experiment. So this is the best part.
SPE test look like?
No. CAA is different from SPE. It's not
What
the
is
same.
that?
What is that? Apa?
This thing.
Oh, it's a new
Ska.
project. It's a new
It's a new
project.
project.
Yes. So if you look here, it says student declaration. Declaration means you declare, which means you are saying, I certify that the work submitted is on my own, which means that you don't Google from internet. You don't ask help from your parents. You don't ask help from, basically you can ask help from your friends and your teacher, but everything that you're doing here is by yourself. So once you have done that, you write down your name here. For example, I'll write down my name. So, Miss, you must write down your full name. Kyudin bin Haji Mohidin. And the date today is 25/2/2022. It doesn't matter if you look here, the alignment is a bit off. It's okay. You can shift it if you want, but if you want to leave it like that, it's okay. So after you are done with all your work, then only I will fill this one in. Okay, so there is a lot of things that you have to do throughout the year, but don't worry about it. You will not even realize it. Possibly we are gonna do it once a week, or maybe once a month. It depends on the subject and the teachers. So this is part of the topic in year 7. So curriculum alignment means it is within our syllabus. So you have learned about density, and we're going to learn about matter, magnetism, and separation technique. So separation technique is chapter 4, which will involve a lot of practical. So we're going to combine your CAA and your practical into one. Okay, so the objective for this one is to define and differentiate element from periodic table. So periodic table, you can Google it later on to refer only. Then describe properties of different element in terms of density. So you know that some objects sink, some objects float, the heat and electrical conductivity. So we were going to figure out whether the things going to conduct heat or electrical conductivity, and magnetism, whether it will attract or not. and discuss the importance of understanding properties of element. Everything in this world are made up of elements. For example, in your PC, in your desktop, or in your computer, they use certain metal to make sure that the electrical can conduct properly. And they also use certain substance to make sure the devices will not get too hot. Okay, so by understanding properties of the element or the substance, we can create different things. Calendar is just the calendar. This one is not important. And in the penting, assessment flow is just telling you what are you going to do. So these are the things that we're going to do throughout the year. Tapi you don't have to read this one. Takut kamu overwhelmed. So nda payah, because the teacher will know what are the things you need to do pelan-pelan. We don't want to rush you. We want you to do things one step at a time. Okay. Assessment verification is when we check your works, whether you have done it properly, then we will say yes or no. So this is the teacher's job, but it will be on your page. So later on, after you have done your K1, K2, K3, the teacher will give marks and comment if needed. If nada, okay lah. An instruction is the thing that you have to know. So you already know the rule and regulation in the science laboratory. You already know the safety in the science laboratory and what are the things you need to do in the lab. So this one you just have to read. Okay, so that one is K1 introduction. So we have done that today. So what you can do, arah K1 ane, you underscore and write down the date today, 25/2 2020/2022 and write down bracket done. So when you do that, it means that you are aware already about the introductory part. And the important part of our introduction is you need to write down your name in pledge. That's all. Okay. Now, the first thing that you need to do in your car is this one. So if you look here, there are space, cantik ingau, you can move this around. Okay, and then the M on an objective of car in science. So we have to read this one first. The purpose of this assignment is to provide framework where you can observe. Remember, observe is the skill of scientists, and compare the properties of different substances and see which of the properties is relevant for comparison in periodic table. Point out how density is different. So to point out how density is different, you are going to do practical with me nanti.
Teacher, what is that green circle thing? Is that Grammarly?
Yes, I'm using it for
Oh,
my
I
grade,
have Grammarly.
which is good, right?
Yes, it's
Very
good.
The third one, do your own research. Okay, this is the next part nih, next week. Jangan tengok dulu. Tapi kita ni baca dulu ah. Do their own research to compare the differences between matter in general and element, compound and mixture. Tabulate data. Oh, this is very crucial part. Tabulate data. Maknanya you have to put your information in the table and come up with conclusion. And present different kind of product that can clarify, showcase how matters element can differ from one another. So at the end of the year, you're going to tell me, or you're going to make a PowerPoint, or maybe a video, or maybe a presentation about your element. Okay, and by the end of the year also, you should be able to understand that everything is made up of matter, and element it contains can determine characteristics of the substance. You should also develop observation skill and experimental skill. So these two are very important, and you are able to collect data, another criteria of a scientist, and then conclude. You must also be able to show your data and publish your result to see that everyone can repeat the same experiment. This is part of the scientist. And last, data need to be tabulated. Apa tabulated, Tanisa? I will show you later. Because once by the end of the year, you will develop all this skill. You will not develop it immediately. You will need at least 18 class in order to finish this project. Itulah, maximum is 18. We can do it less. Okay, so this is the scenario. Scenario is as a new scientist, so all of you now is a new scientist. You learn the core skill of scientific investigation. So if you forgot about this one, you have to read back inside your textbook. In page, ada sesuruh baca hari itu awal sudah. This page, 28, 29, and 30. It's important you read this page to help you understand to do scientific approach. So there are 5 steps. Number 1, ask question. Number 2, formulate hypothesis, mean make a guess. Number 3, plan experiment. Number 4, conduct experiment. Number 5, process data. Number 6, evaluate data. Number 7, conclusion. So if we just read it like this, it may be overwhelming. That's why we're going to take it one step at a time. This one, kalau yang kamu lihat arah kamu, you only have 1, 2, 3. Overall, there's a lot more. That's why I'm not going to give all of this one go. We're just going to do it one thing at a time. Okay, so you will be doing your first investigation by collecting 5 samples. Okay, so this is your goal. And you have to collect 5 samples, and you're going to conduct scientific investigation on different properties of this substance. So sebagai awal, you need to have 5 objects. And from that 5 objects, you need to do 5 different experiments. And the very first thing today is this one. Oh, by the way, every time car is given, you have to complete it within a certain time limit. For example, today I'm giving you the science car, and I'm going to give you about 1 week to do this. Doesn't mean you have to do it every day. It means that any day of the week that you are free, you can do it. So the first part of primary research, it says there, answer a short survey to see your current level of understanding. I think one of the class I have discussed this before. I think it's 7 beta. So if you look here at the side, there is the Microsoft form. If you haven't done it, it will be blank like this. So you have to answer all these questions. So does it have to be correct? No. This one is what we call is to know how much we know at the beginning. And all 4 classes are going to do this at the same time. And you can see the result next to it. So right now, only 7 beta have done it. So you can see that how many students remember process of scientific investigation so far. 10 remember, 10 don't remember. Second question, what does it mean by observation? This one, kamu nampak the latest one, so you can ignore this one. Just pay attention this pie chart. Do you know what is predictable? 16 students know, 4 does not know. So if you do not know, you can ask your friends, or you can just Google periodic table.
Teacher.
Yep.
Do we have to have memorized the periodic table? Do we just have to know it?
No.
Okay.
We have.
Yeah, I know the periodic table, but I just have not memorized it.
No. You don't have to memorize, because if you Google periodic table, even in exam, you will be given periodic table. So these are predictable. Okay, so no need to memorize. There's too many, 118. Okay, next one. Have you heard of the term element? So all of this.
To memorize something that I'm supposed to is difficult. But I memorize things that I'm not supposed to, that can get annoying my head for some reason. Annoying.
It's because we are human. We tend to remember things that are useless, but when it's important, we tend
In
to
the
forget.
world is made out of tiny particles called atoms.
If you
What do I
remember,
just answer? Do I answer
can-
yes?
if you do not know, just say no. If you know, then you answer yes. So just answer that question here. After you answer, baru tah kamu lihat di sini. Okay, so that is your objective today. Number 1. So there's 2 things you need to do today, Sudah. Number 1 tadi, isi pledge. Number 2, isi Microsoft form di sini. Tidak payah diketik, dapat jawab terus tu di sini. You can answer it immediately. And once you have filled in everything, just click submit. That's all. And if you have submitted, your name should appear at the very top. Anda dapat cek. Yang penting submit lah. Anda dapat diisi lagi tu once you submit. Okay. Second one, watch a video on scientific investigation and the introduction of method and predictable. So if you scroll below inside the same page, arah K3, you will see there's 2 videos. So you can click play to watch it from there, or you can do is click the YouTube and it will open a bigger screen. Okay, so better lah to do that. Okay, so it's better to do that and watch from the beginning, not dari sana. Atau pasal copy tu. Okay. Alright, let's go back. And jangan lupa buat di atas sekali the date that you start doing. If you start doing it today, you write down 25/2/2022. And then if you do it again, let's say tomorrow, you write down the date lagi. And bila sudah siap, ketik done. Okay. Just for your information, it will be locked after 1 week. What does lock mean, sir? You cannot type anything. Right now, you can easily type anything there. But in the end, you cannot type. Okay. So number 3, answer a follow-up survey to see the level of understanding changes. This one will be done nanti. Okay, after you done the first part. All right. Content. From the video that you have watched, you will have to collect 5 samples. So get a plastic container or get a box and you're going to collect 5 samples that you think have different properties. So cari 5 benda that as much as possible that you think are different from one another. For example, jangan ambil 5 pen, that is useless because when you do experiment, it will be boring, trust me. So find 5 unique stuff. But there are criteria that you need to take note of. Criteria means it must follow this rule. Number 1, it must be non-living thing. You are not allowed to collect any kind of animal or insect. We don't want to torture anything because 2 of the experiment involve electricity and heat. So we must use non-living thing. Okay. Number 2, it must not have short shelf life. It means that it should not be a food. If you try to use bread, it will become moldy and it will become dangerous for us. So don't use food. So the object, number 1, must not be living. Number 2,
So it'll
it
be
must not
non-living
be food.
object like cardboard.
Yes, can be cardboard, but doesn't have to be it must be the size of your hand lah saja, paling besar, the palm of your
Okay.
hand. Okay. Number 3, it must not be expensive or difficult to get. Don't get diamond or gold or anything that is expensive.
Where can I
Basta
get gold?
from your mother's punya storage. Karena marah harang, jangan diambil. Pasal pernah ada orang bawa emas ke sekolah, sekali hilang. So that's not good. I know that's not good. Dia pelang saya tahu emas benar atau tidak. Tapi when you do the experiment, sometime the object can disappear after that. So make sure you can easily get it. For example, salt is one example. If you already have salt, don't get sugar. Boring siya eksperimennya. Get something else. Okay, kalau mau tapong.
Is that
Tapong
lost
is another
again,
thing.
teacher?
Apa?
What was lost again?
What's what?
What is lost again?
What
was lost?
is? Cuba type arah chat the clear. What's what?
Teacher,
Uh-huh.
I cannot access the chat for the meeting.
Okay, tapi ada
What,
soalan.
is disabled?
I'm not sure because I do not know how to change the setting. Yeah, I heard something like loss. What loss? Oh, okay. Now I understand. Because just now, one of your friend tani nyasa jangan bawa emas, takut hilang. So it must be something that is not expensive. Pasal nanti sesuruh bawa ke lab ni, and we're gonna do experiment on these 5 thing. So mesti jangan barang mahal. Kalau mahal payah harang. Alright?
So I have to dig to the ground to get gold?
No, you go to the shop and give 300 and you get gold.
Wow, okay.
Okay, next one. It must not be toxic, flammable, poisonous, or lethal. I do not know if anyone will do this, but don't.
What about
So,
correction pen? Correction pen is flammable.
Clorox.
that one can. That one can.
Okay, I have it.
Jangan ato.
But I don't want
The
to do
important
it,
thing is
please.
that
How about a mouse?
computer mouse.
Yeah.
How?
Now make sure this thing you are willing to lose it forever. Because
No,
when you
no.
when you do experiment
You
on
have
it,
plenty of mouses that don't work.
yeah, sure. Pasal one of the
Sure.
experiment is density, where you will put the object in the water and see whether it will sink or float. So electronic guaranteed will be damaged after that. Okay. And then last but not least, it must not be random stuff. Jangan malas. Find 5 unique. Mana-mana are unique. Because when we do experiment of it, baru tak macam, wow, I didn't know that. Wow, this is amazing.
It
Okay.
must not be random stuff. Okay, I should. Okay, since it's not must be toxic flammable.
Kalau apa? Anak kucing.
Kalau anak kucing,
Anak kucing living thing kan non-living thing?
yang atau the toy tu
Boleh. But are you willing to lose it forever?
Yes.
I don't want to
I don't
lose
need to
my
check.
stuff that I love.
Because one of the experiment may cause the object to catch fire as well. So, anilah ni kalau kamu lihat bawah ha. Eksperimen itu kita ni akan mentest their density, whether they dissolve in water or not, whether they conduct electricity or not, and whether they conduct heat or not. So these are the experiment that we're going to do. So, like I said, if you're not willing to lose it, don't use that item.
I'm gonna use plastic instead.
Ken, yes, ada question today? Yes,
Um,
someone.
so do we do all of those, or we just choose which
This one?
characteristic?
So, no. Yeah, characteristic ni Anissa explain sekarang. This experiment we're gonna do in the future. Maybe in April kali. Sama-sama tani buat in the lab.
Sure.
Yes.
You said make sure all of the things are unique, right?
Yeah.
It couldn't be toxic, so I think I could get tin foil.
Bawa Clorox.
Can. Let Arif talk
Can I
first.
bawa Clorox?
Siapa tadi?
Can I bawa
Someone say Clorox.
Can. Tapi nanti kamu pasal once you get the object, what you need to do is you need to put the picture in. For example, sample 1. Let's say you have plastic. And insert picture. Semesti lihat objeknya. If the object is not right, I will ask you to change. So kamu ambil gambar and put the picture inside your laptop. Lepas tu upload it. Okay, so ada gambar sini. Then taruh gambar kamu. Then object 2, let's say you have tin foil tadi. I heard tin foil. Then upload the picture here. Then I heard cat toy. Then upload. Cuma itulah 5 barang.
Teacher.
Yes. Yes. I heard someone. Hola. Nah, Haracha. Siapa cakap tadi? Hola. I couldn't hear you because I need to check on my cats. I heard cats fighting again. One of their cats keep attacking our cat and try dominating them. He is so annoying. I really want to get rid of him permanently. He is such a bug. He come and attack one of my cat this morning. Okay, please take care of it.
We use MSG. He doesn't even bully our cats. He literally hurts them and make them bleed.
Iya ta, bagi tahu lah. Ask your parents to talk to your neighbor. Okay?
Then we're
Because
gonna
if not,
cause
you will.
conflict.
Because last. Apa? Because last time sebelum.
Teacher. Teacher.
Yes.
My website, can we use MSG?
MSG can. If you want. MSG is like salt. Okay.
One of my cats went missing.
Mana saja. Yang penting
Sure, can we bring peanut shells?
Can. That will be interesting. So take picture of it. Kejap. Anyone can open the page already? Can you guys try again? Maybe it loaded by now.
I don't know how to access it.
How
You
about
have to go
pencil
to-
wrappers?
You have to go office.com like that. Let me show you again how to access. After you go to
Yes,
office.com,
no.
You go to OneNote and then just click CAA 2020 to your class. Hopefully it will load. Give it at least 30 minutes or maybe that's maximum for now. I wonder if anyone can load already because I have your name already inside my one notebook. So by right, if your name is here, ni macam nampak nama kamu semua sudah. This one is 7 Delta. So which means that everyone whose name are here should have received the file. For example, let me open Nur Sabrina here. And if I go to science, like macam mana batas sikit buka. Tapi if you see there, it's there already. All right. The last thing that I'm going to instruct you today is arah balik semula tempat tadi. After you put the picture in, and last but not least is Nina isi. For example, sample 1. Give me an object, any object. Name me one object.
Teacher.
Pencil
Tuala.
wrappers.
Non-living thing.
Tuala.
Pencil
Can
wrappers.
it be like
Pencil wrapper.
baking
Tuala.
Tuala.
soda?
Baking soda is difficult. Fine, give me something easy.
Grass.
Oh man, seriously.
Grass. Okay. I know grass is
Touchy
living
grass.
thing. You will die.
Laptop.
The
Bunga.
grass is a living
Bunga
thing.
plastic
You're
juga.
gonna torture
Bunga
grass.
plastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
non-living thing.
Water.
Grass.
Water.
Ceramic.
Grass thing.
Slime.
Where everyone
What?
touches
Slime.
grass. I don't
Slime.
hear them shout.
Lime.
Ceramic.
Bagus kalau slime.
Now ceramic. Let's search for ceramic first.
Oh man.
So, let's say your sample 1. So tulis dulu sini artikel lah. Sample
Tiga,
1.
boleh bawa durian.
Aha, cali.
Oh, I want to eat durian. Can I eat it?
Tak kamu.
Yeah, I
let's
don't
say.
think that was well.
Dengar. Sekarang dah tahu apa ni buat. Okay. Sample 1, ceramic today. Lepas kamu buat itu, kamu buat di sini. Element content in sample 1, ceramic. Kamu lihat are predictable lah ni. Apa? Anian tam sini. So look at this predictable. Which element do you think ceramic content? Jangan di Google. Don't do this. Don't ceramic content.
Berapa?
No. Don't do that. You can do this. You can do this. Ceramic. Cuma ni are generally made of mixture of clay. Yang dah bagi tahu earthen element. Yang dah bagi tahu specific. And based on this information, you can guess predictable itu. Which one does it contain out of this? Antam saja. You will get it wrong the first time, tapi indah apa. So for example, let's say you say it contain oxygen. You just write down oxygen. That's
Calcium.
all. If you think it's calcium, write down calcium.
Sure.
Anything that you believe so. You can write down 2 or 3 elements. And then ceramic, is it solid or liquid instead of matter?
Is solid. Could be
Solid.
solid.
And at the same time.
Yeah,
Just
it's
write
solid.
like that. It is solid.
If it's clay, it will be wet.
Solid.
Yeah,
Most of it.
solid.
Maksudnya tu instead of matter at room temperature tu. So it is a solid. Next one. The third one, appearance. Look at ceramic. Kamu lihat ni. Is it shiny or is it dull or what is the color? What can you talk about ceramic?
It can be
So-
smooth. It can be rough.
Yep, any of things that you believe. Correct. Anything that you feel is the appearance, you write it down. And then kalau kamu lihat sen dapat ketik sini ya, pasal ada itu. You can either minimize it or you can just go to somewhere else like this one. Some of you say it says smooth and then some of you say dull, then you drag it there. Nah, trabang.
I'm flowing away. Bye-bye.
Okay, so lepas tu density-nya, what do you think? Will it sink or float in water?
Most
Yes.
probably think.
Most probably sink. So write down sink. And then what about solubility? Do you think it will dissolve in water?
No.
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 Then we write down no. So this is the first part that you're going to do. You collect 5 objects, then you fill in this table. Do you think it conduct electricity?
No.
Ceramic?
No, because it's clay.
Sure.
Most
That's why we're
common
gonna do
is
experiment
metal.
it nanti.
But what we're talking
Heat.
about clay. So yeah.
Does it conduct heat?
It's poor conductor of heat.
No.
You can just write down poor So you're going to do all for 5 samples. So if you have not collect the 5 object, you cannot do this part. What
So
are
I
you
need
doing?
5 objects.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll grab cardboard,
Ya, jangan gitu.
ceramic.
Jangan gitu orang.
Wait, never
Everyone
mind.
will
Just
have
example.
Okay. So lepas tu gambarnya jangan lupa sini. Lepas tu one more thing. You have to ask your friend. For example, you show to your friend sample 1. Lepas tu kamu tanya diorang, what do you think the element content in sample 1? You have to find 2 friend, student 1 and student 2. Let's say seorang namanya si Rahman, tadi tulis namanya sana. Another one we can namanya Lisa. Lisa Blackpink.
Wow.
Whoever lah.
Yeah.
After that, you ask your friend, you show it. You can video call your friend or you can send picture arah chat dan tanya diorang, what do you think the element content? And Rahman might say different from you. They might say maybe helium. So you write down whatever they say. Then ask them, what do you think is the state of matter for this object? So diorang isi. So as a scientist, we don't only trust ourselves punya observation. We also must compare our observation with other people. So
Hard
kamu
work.
mesti cari 2 orang. Okay,
My
understand?
observation is better than yours.
Understood.
Apa?
Yes.
Someone ask something. Do you have to use what? Hello?
Teacher,
Hello?
Sir,
Yes?
sir,
Yes? Yes?
is Bahasa Melayu delayed? Because right now we're supposed to have Malay, but there's no anything in Malay. Was it delayed? Did you just take over
Malay
the
pukul berapa
subject?
kan? Atau kejap.
10. Start at
11.
10.
Ni?
11.
No, no, no. The
11.
schedule.
Oh,
There's a
mine
new
different.
schedule, Zahira. It's in the group.
Oh,
We're combining
because
everyone.
mine
If you
was
look,
Bahasa Melayu is first and then science is second for some reason.
no, no, no. That one is the old one. We're doing experiment because if you look here, there is 88 students, 1 go.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Now, so that's all you need to do for the car for this week. So if you are done with all the thing at the very top, just write down done. If you need help at any time, text me in Teams. Text me in Teams, arah sini, or if you want to help your friend Tarus, you can write down in your conversation. Sebagi title lah. Questions on car. So anytime you have question, post your questions here. So anytime you have question, cari ya ni question on car, lepas tu text senama saya Hidayat. Anda dapat text kah? Oh, I cannot take myself. So you take my name and then you write down the question, then I will answer here. So any question you can ask here. So hopefully it load arah tu. Kalau in the load, give it time, refresh and make sure namanya K 2022 dash your class. Okay, everyone okay?
Yes.
Clear?
Alright. Interesting.
All right. So anytime you have any question, you may watch the video again and or chat with me. Do that is I will check up on you next the last class of your next week. For example, if I meet 7 Alpha on Thursday, I will ask about it on Thursday. If I meet 7 Delta on Saturday, I will ask about it on Saturday and so on. Okay?
Okay.
All right, but hopefully you guys will do well and hopefully we will have a lot of interesting experiment with your object. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Teacher, when are we supposed to do this?
You can start now, anytime until, like I mentioned today, until the last class of next week. You can start anytime at home.
Oh,
Bukan di
interesting.
sekolah, bukan di sekolah, at home. All right, so I
So
will
you
check.
need, so I have to grab 5 objects.
Yes, put inside a box, jangan hilangkan.
Okay.
A small
Do we
box
leave
or a small container. Yes, Zahira?
Are we gonna leave soon?
Yeah. So your next class will start 11. Lagi sekali saya ingati, go to office.com in case some of you are lost. When you go to office.com, you click OneNote and you click the car of your class, let's say 7 Gamma now. After that, your name should be there along with the subject. For example, Humaira here, and then you will have all the subject. All the subject will be blank except for science. Okay, all right, that's all. Thank you very much. I hope you will do well and take care and stay safe. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal as innal insana lafil khus illa allazina amanu wa amilus salihat wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr. Sadaqallahu azim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
Warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, bye. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Have a great
I am
day.
gonna.
You
Yeah,
guys
have a
too.
great day. I
Bye.
am gonna
Have a
go
good day,
leave.
sir.
Stay safe.
You guys too.
Bye, sir.
Bye bye.
See you.
See you.